Okay, we are live. So, welcome everyone to Rooted, Sacred, and Real. This is our first live with a guest and all the things. And I'm excited because this is something new and I like new adventures. And so, life is definitely an adventure, y'all. It's an adventure. So, my name is Thérèse Prentice, and my guest tonight is Khalifa Green. Hey, Khalifa.
Hey.
And the chat is open. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put your information, your questions, your comments, your thoughts, your love, your hearts, and all the things in the live chat. Hey, Amber, thanks for joining us. You're early. Okay, so I'm just so excited that we finally are here. We on Substack doing a live. I am loving this platform. How do you like this platform, Khalifa?
I like it. So far, so good. I'm still learning my way.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, people like to believe that, everything's supposed to be perfect. And I'm actually in this season of doing everything messy. Like I'm gonna learn how to fly while I'm flying. Like I got the sea legs and I'm gonna still do it. You know why? Because in my life it's taught me that so many opportunities are missed because we're trying to be perfect and life ain't never perfect. Okay? Never, ever, ever. So today, I'm so excited about this topic and my guests, and you guys are going to find out why. Because this topic tonight is about when your vision and I have some notes here, y'all. So if you see me looking down at my piece of paper, I have some notes because this is too good for me not to miss all the juicy parts. I got some questions. I have like all kinds of things. You got your tissues because I'm guaranteed that I'm gonna make you cry. Okay, and around here we are human, we are sensual, we are intimate, we are real, we are depth. That's why it's called rooted, sacred, and real because that's what we're gonna give you. Okay, so when your vision becomes your address. Girl, I'm so proud of you because your vision became your address. And not very
Yes.
many people get to live and step inside of it. It always stays as a dream and as a vision. But you actually changed your vision. You traded the vision for an address. Okay, so we're gonna step into that. So my first question, Khalifa, why don't you first of all tell us who you are? Why are you like, who are you? Because you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're an amazing wife, you're an amazing mother, amazing friend, amazing client, amazing everything. So why don't you tell us, because all I gotta say is amazing. Why don't you tell us who you are so people really know all the details? Because all I'm gonna say is amazing.
Well, I am Khalifa, and my company is called Womb Wise Co. And I am a full spectrum doula, community educator, all the things dealing with health, wellness, and family. I really had this dream that started as a child. And I basically decided to answer the call of my heritage. I guess that's the best way I could explain it. I come from a long line of healers, caretakers, community workers.
So you just had to jump in there and, it's almost like passing a baton. That's kind of how I look at it because I used to run track. And so I ran the anchor leg of the 440 relay. So I'm pretty fast. And when you had to pass the baton, you couldn't turn around. You just had to
Right.
that hand back there and go, right? You know what I'm talking about. And I used to run the 440 relay. So, it's like, boom, you got to put that hand back there. When I'm doing a relay, it's like, that motion, head down, arm up, glide, front leg up.
Yes.
So it's like that. It's like passing the baton. You have to work as a team. And that's what legacy is really all about. The work that we do, the work we do in the community is so important. And oftentimes it goes by the wayside. And so I'm so grateful that I met you. I've known you now for 5 years, going on 6. No, yes, 5 years, going on 6. And it's been a beautiful journey. Many have come, many have left. You've watched them come, you watched them go, but you stayed there and now you actually are living inside, and it's real life here. We take all the noises, you know. I tell everyone, you will never get perfection when dealing with me, right? There's never going to be perfection. There's always going to be real life going on because that's what we do. It's real, right? We are rooted, and we are rooted in the reality. No delulu over here. We're not delusional women. We are rooted. We're sacred and we're real. We are people, women of depth. And so, but y'all will find that out as you stay around. Okay, so I have my questions. So let me start with you. Where were you 5 years ago? 5 years ago, this time, 5 years ago, that's when we first met. We were in 20, I met you probably at the end of 2020, the beginning of 2021. I
Yes.
think you were like in the second herbalism in a weekend run because I had started it doing one way. And then during the pandemic, I switched it over to a more comprehensive training. Um, and for those of you that don't know, I own a trademark course called Herbalism in a Weekend, and that is how Khalifa and I met. So where were you 5 years ago, besides Herbalism in a Weekend? Mentally, physically, emotionally, where were you?
Um, I was at a job that was safe.
Mm.
Um, I was searching for something meaningful.
Mhm.
Let's see, my
That was so
daughter
long
had
ago.
I know, I'm like, it feels like a lifetime ago because
Yeah,
I'm not
because you've
that
done so
person.
much.
And it's like I'm trying to remember an old movie and a specific scene, but, the pandemic had just started that we knew of,
Right.
and our daughter was maybe 2 years old, maybe about to be 3, I'm not sure, but I was searching for something more. I just felt incomplete, like I needed to do something. I don't know what the thing was, but every day I would wake up and I'm like, "There has to be more."
Did you feel like you bought, because I always say it this way, we oftentimes bought into the American dream and it failed us. Did you kind of feel like that?
I did, I felt like I was playing dress up.
So performing.
I felt like I was performing because I was going to a job that I didn't care about, but it afforded me the lifestyle that I wanted, the security. It was the 401k, the health insurance, the check deposit every 2 weeks.
Right, right. The security of that, or the illusion of the security, because you
The
found out
illusion of
later
the
on
security.
that it was an illusion, but we'll get to that, right? But it was an illusion of security.
It was an illusion of security, and I felt like I was in the Matrix. You know how Neo is just, like, sitting at that dead end job, just tapping away, but you're really meant for something more, and I think what I really felt pulling was I was seeing so many people so sick,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, you could just take X, Y, and Z, or this you could do this, or you could do that," and I was making care packages for family and friends, for ourselves, and, facial steams, and I was, like, feeling as though I needed more to be able to do more.
Mhm.
So I found, Clubhouse. That's initially how I found you.
Mhm.
I didn't know what it was. I just saw it pop up, and then
Listen, none of us knew what it was when we was getting on there. We was just getting on there. Somebody sent it
yeah,
there because you know what? It's the mystery of it. You had to get an invite, and you were in an
right. You have to
exclusive
get
group. Got to get an invite. Did you get an
you have to
invite?
get the invite, and
And
all of a sudden,
it's only for Apple.
it's only for Apple, and I was like, "What is this mysterious app?" And I kept on seeing people talking about health and wellness, and I put that as one of my interests, and I stumbled into this room, and I heard this voice that spoke gently but firmly,
Mm.
like very self-assured, not performative, and just sharing so much knowledge that just rolled out like it was
There's the
pouring.
salt.
And I was like, "Who is this person?" And I would go on to Clubhouse every day
Mhm,
searching for this person, and that person was you. If you were in a room, I was in the room.
mhm. You know, back in the day, they said, "Ooh, Therese, you kinda cult-like. Your people are like cult-like." But I feel like it was the first time, maybe you can identify with this, it was the first time that I felt like I found my people all in one place.
Mhm.
I felt at home. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I still have withdrawals from Clubhouse days, like, I go back every now and then, be like, "You still there? No, it ain't the same." Aw,
No,
but
it's not
yeah.
the same. It's not the same energy. It feels very combative now when
Yes,
before during 2020, and that time, it felt like people were just searching for a community
yes,
because we were all stuck in the house. We couldn't connect physically, so we were trying to
right,
connect any way that we could.
yes. Yeah, that definitely that I my sentiments are the same. And so, do you feel like your life now is different than then?
Completely, completely different. I
Give me
really
one
feel
thing, because Imma dig in a little deeper. Give me one thing that's different now than then.
I feel more self-assured,
Okay. Mhm. Okay.
if I can say one thing.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, I remember when I first met you, this snapshot in my head, when we were in the membership. So for those that don't know, for me, listen, Herbalism in a Weekend was a weekend course. You did Saturday and Sunday, and then I offered an opportunity for the integration of that information in the form of a membership. Khalifa came into the membership like many others. We had like almost 100 women in there at one point. And I'll just say this, many will sign up, but not everybody will complete the journey. And so many women in the world will sign up, but when the real hard work, and the hard work I've learned is the internal work. When the mommy issues and the unresolved daddy issues and the boyfriend issues and the single momhood issues, they go running and they start projecting. So we're gonna get back to this because that being self-assured and the woman that I saw on the other side of the Zoom screen, I'll never forget it. You were in your old house. You had like a cutout kitchen and you
Yep.
were talking and you were like trembling talking on the Zoom and you were dressed in you black. That day your hair was wrapped black and you had on like a black dress or something. And I
Yep.
was just like, she's like, oh, okay. Like she was terrified. Not
I
the
was.
self-assured woman that she is now. Okay.
I was so
Um,
scared.
Okay, and the woman that you have become in the journey, oh man, the things that we've been through on this journey last 5 years, we could write a book just on that alone. Between you and I, we got a bestseller.
Oh my
It's the 2 of us, we got a bestseller. Matter of fact, that's 2 books. That's 2 part 1 and part 2, the 5 years that we done been together, okay? Not just your
Yes.
life, but whole life, okay?
Yes.
Alright. So now, what felt impossible in the beginning?
Starting.
Okay.
Starting felt impossible because I overthought everything.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
couldn't move because I was like, "What if this? What if
Mhm.
that? What if I fail? What if I
Mhm.
do something wrong? What if I harm someone?" But then I realized that none of that was true.
Right. And that's what, I'm gonna talk about possibility because that's part of why I really am rooted in possibility. You know, um, there are 2 books that really profoundly changed my life. One is Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle, I didn't know when I was listening to it, I've listened very few times, that it really was planting seeds for another part of my journey
Mm.
about being present. And I really truly live in a space of presence now. I kind of feel like I was dragged and forced and gagged and brought over there. Okay? So don't ever anybody that's listening think that I was just like, oh, skip diddy do. You know, Khalifa, they ain't none of that go that way, right? Skip diddy
No,
do. We gonna be
no.
present. Present.
Yeah,
No, that's not how that happens.
that's not how that happened, and I
Mm-mm.
think that when you make that statement, living in the possibility, the issue that what felt impossible was to move from the past.
Yes. Woo, I got chills on that one. Woo, because we are so attached and conditioned to the past, right? That we cling and hold on to it for dear life. But I always say the past is like driving straight through the rearview mirror. You're gonna crash.
Yeah.
And the thing too is that you already had that. You don't want what you already had because if you would be happy if you want what you already had. See, I don't want nothing I already had. Nothing. You know, I
No.
learned a term called circle the block, right? Because I learned about circling the block. I ain't circling no blocks, okay? Look, romantically or otherwise, I don't circle blocks. The
No.
past is the past, okay? Because I'm so busy in the present because it feels good to be in the present. And possibility. Oh my gosh, I am so in love with possibility. Why? Because possibility is the unknown. Like surprise and wonder and joy and excitement. Like think about being a little kid. When we get lost, they always tell us go back to being a little kid. If you get lost, go watch your daughter. Because when you tell her something that she really wants, and you tell her, "Oh, you're gonna be able to get that." What she Girl, I know I seen her dress up before in her outfits and all that when she was younger. Oh, girl, she was a princess, okay? In full gear. And you couldn't tell her nothing. You could not tell her that she was not the princess.
Oh, you should have seen her yesterday.
Okay? What she was doing?
So right now she has a fro. First I did like a wash and go and it was curly. And so it's been about a week. And so she sprayed her hair. I bought her like all these little hair tools from America.
Okay.
She went and got her little spray bottle. She picked out her fro, put two twists. Now, mind you, I showed her how to twist and braid when she was maybe 3 years old. And she has practiced herself and taught herself. She put two braids like a little on her crown and put them like and put a headband, had a full head to toe pink outfit with a light pink undershirt, dark pink top, had the light pink, dark pink Jordans, and a light pink, no, dark pink skirt. And
Well, all right, all right. Well, all righty then. Well, all righty then. But she's a child that has always been dressing herself. She has had her
always.
own creativity and her own mind. And that is something that I love that you honor that. And the
Yeah.
reason why I love that you honor it is because there are so many people walking around looking like clones. And I
Yes.
call it's almost like sleepwalking in the daytime, right? They go and they get in I don't know what a mood board, a style sheet, or whatever, and then they just
Yes.
go get that identical thing.
Yep. Copy paste.
And we live in such a copy paste world. Like I'm so grateful when I see people because I was that girl. Listen, I'm that girl right now.
I know you're eclectic.
Like I'm that girl. Listen, I'm that girl. This is my new bracelet. But
Oh
I'm
my
that
gosh,
girl
that's
from
gorgeous.
thank you. I got it from Culture Beads Collection. Oh, I hope I got it right. My girl Janelle. Okay. And yes, so listen, let's carry on because we can get we a little long-winded here. So let's go ahead on.
Okay.
So the inner work before the move. Let's talk about that. I got my little topics here, okay?
I
My girl
see.
got me together. What shifted inside you before anything shifted externally? Oh my God, I know a lot about that. Hi, William. Thanks for joining us.
What shifted inside me? I think that I realized I could only depend on myself.
Ooh,
And
that's
not that I didn't have a support system or anything like
right.
that. What I mean by I had to depend on myself was that secure job,
Mm-hmm.
that illusion of security and safety,
Mm-hmm.
they just let me go
Mm-hmm.
with
They
no
will do that.
explanation.
Mm-hmm.
I have a perfect record, never been written up, reprimanded, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I just went into the office one day, it was supposed to be our weekly meeting, and they were like, "Sign this dotted line. Today's your last day."
Yeah, but you know what? I want to remind you of a few things, right? But before you got there are lots of milestones that you had accomplished. So it wasn't, I don't want
True.
anyone to think that you could just walk into a job and they let you go and you're like, okay, no problem. That's not how that works.
Absolutely not. No, 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 no.
So,
Actually, let me go back to the true
yes,
shift that
please, because
happened.
let everyone know about that real part of the journey. We call it the edge of the ledge. We're going to tell you more about the ledge because, Khalifa is one of those people. I love her. Like, I'll recap for William. He just joined us. My name is Thérèse Prentice. We have Khalifa Green. Khalifa and I have been, I don't know, friend. We became friends. We became, I'm part of the family. Like,
Yes.
I'm the mentor, but I'm the mentor to everybody in family, But it didn't start that way, right? It started in a membership, and then from the membership, she went to the inner circle, and I think that was what it was called. From the inner circle, she just climbed the ladder. Anything that I offered, she carried on the journey. And it
Yes.
was so funny because she had completed one task. I forget what it was called. And then she was like, got all sad. I was like, well, you could stay. So then we created something else for her, and she's been here ever since. But I will say that she did the work. Like, she did the work, the ugly work, the hard work, the difficult work. Like, the internal work, I think, was your hardest work. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Yes. And when you said that, I was like, okay, wait, the real shift happened long before the job
Mm-hmm.
ended.
Yep.
You asked me a question. Well, it wasn't just me. You asked the group,
Mm-hmm.
how do you want to feel in your life?
How do you want to feel inside your life?
Yes. And I thought, oh, okay, well, I want to feel good. And you were like, no, how do you want to feel inside of your life?
Mhm.
Walk me through a day of this
Yep.
life.
Paint me a picture so
Mhm.
I can step inside that picture with you. I want to feel it just the way you feel it. And
Yeah.
that's my main question. I ask everyone that question. How do you want to feel? Because so many of us are desensitized. When you work in corporate America, you don't know. You just get on it's like you get on the hamster wheel and you just want what everybody else wants. I want to earn six figures. Yeah, why? I just want to earn six figures because I want to earn six figures. I want to earn seven. Why you want to earn seven? Because I want to earn seven. I just want to earn seven. And you just on the hamster wheel. And, but no one ever stops and says, well, how do you want to feel? Because I proved this time and time again. So we oftentimes don't need the money that we say that we need. I proved this to one of the ladies in the coterie the other day. She wanted a car. She wanted a car. She did not have the money for the car. $0 for the car. But guess who just got a new car?
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting.
Wait, paid for. It's not brand new, but she got a new car for her, and it was a gift that was given to her. And guess
Wow.
what I said? I said, see, I always tell everyone, don't get caught up in the money part of it. Get caught up in the feeling and what you desire because it could come to you from means that you have. See, stepping into possibility now. When
Mhm.
we step in whole possibility, we anchor ourselves in the present and we step in the possibility. I'm going to step into a possibility for you in a minute. A possibility, it can come out of nowhere because we opened our heart and our arms to receive it from anywhere possible. Possibility. She got, not only did she wanted a bed, a new bed, she got that for FREE as a gift.
Wow.
Wow. And I was hoping that she would be here and a new car
That's
That's
amazing.
amazing. With $0. That's why I tell people all the time, stop focusing on the money. Focus on figuring out what you want. So now let me show you how you stepped into possibility. Do you remember a conversation about how you wanted to move a certain place? I got more questions about that, so don't kind of spill the whole beans.
Okay.
Okay. And you wanted to move to where you are now, your new address. And your husband was not on board. That was a hard no. And I said to you, I told you exactly how to change that situation. Hold a vision and he will come along. Did your husband come along?
He actually
He actually
started,
started
like, being
like
the
being the
captain of the
captain of
ship.
the ship. Okay. And I say that because, for those of you that don't know, I am a widow. I was with my husband for 28 years. And all in one day, I lost my husband and the house I was building. I didn't lose the house I was building. I just chose not to move forward with it. And so I know a little bit about marriage. Um, and raising and having a family and being a caregiver and burying people and marrying multiple people at one time. Like, I know all of that. One thing I know is about the union between a man and a woman when they love each other. And if it's a good man and you're a good woman, there's really nothing that you guys can't do together. I know this. So I just shared with you from my wisdom.
Mhm.
You just be the woman that you're supposed to be. And you hold that vision, and slowly but surely over time, he not only did he get on board, he took the wagon and said, "Girl, come on. You moving too slow." Okay? He's like, baby, could you please get some pep in your step? We got somewhere to go. It was so funny to
Yeah.
watch, though. It was the evolution. That's why I call him the mayor now. It was the evolution of, and I want to point this out. You never once demanded from your husband. You never once forced him. You never once pushed, manipulated, coerced, was aggressive. You sat in your femininity and your sensuality and your feminine powers, and you got what you wanted. And that's what I want to share with the world. Like, I want people to hear these types of conversations and know that there's still women out here like us.
Yes.
Yes. Because
I didn't have to beat him over the head with it.
with it.
I just said,
Okay.
"This is what I want. This is what I
This
was
is what I
working
was
towards
working
before
towards
you,
before you. Right.
and I still
And I
have this
still have this
dream."
dream. Hmm.
And at first
And
he
at
was
first
like,
he was like,
"No."
no. Hmm. 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 If I asked him right now, you coming back? He'd be like, no, that same no that you said. That
Absolutely not.
no. Okay. So, all right. So let's go back. Let's go back a little bit because I know I'm getting all excited. Okay. So the point that I want to go back to was when I first met you, you were challenged to believe that you had a product to sell, believe that your blends and your herbal products, you could get the price point that I suggested. Just all the things. Like that bag of tea was like, I get $20. Like,
That was very
that was very
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Oh, I remember I saw it all on your face. You was just trembling like she was ready to pass out. And just constantly staying with her and constantly reassuring her. And I think one pivotal point was your VIP day when you saw the bigger picture. I saw a shift in you because then after that, you started to actually implement the things there. And then I think one of your milestones that helped you believe in yourself was when you matched your income in your part-time business with your full-time job. Would you say so?
Absolutely, and I didn't even know that I had matched it until it was, like, tax time,
Mhm.
and my CPA was like, "Okay, this is your income." And I was like, "Hold on, from my W-2, right?" She's like, "No, this is your income from your business." And I was only working that part-time.
Right, right.
It felt
Around the
like
time,
full-time
right?
because I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning and doing all this work and which was really a bunch of busy work,
Mhm, mhm.
but I was working very hard to build my reputation and let my community know that I was there showing up for them all
Mhm.
hours of the night and then still getting up, being a mother, being a wife, and going to 9 to 5.
And I
But
and I
that shift 'cause back to the six-figure conversation, you asked everybody, "Well, how much money do you need?"
Mhm.
Everybody was like, "6 figures, 6 figures."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"I don't know." I didn't know what number to even say. Somebody said 6 figures. I was like, "Oh, okay, yes."
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that's the hamster wheel that everybody gets on when it
That's
comes to income.
yes. And you were like, "Okay, well, my question for you is, why not just match the income from your job and buy your freedom?"
Common sense to me because
And my
everybody's used to
yeah.
working hard. Don't forget you too.
Oh,
Everybody.
yeah. I was like, "You gotta work hard because this is what you're supposed to do,
Right, right,
and it's the
right.
only way to do it."
Mhm. But when you match your income, but the thing that you did the first round of matching your income was build your systems that allowed you to match your income because see, a lot of people would never have known that they reached that milestone because they would have never had an accounting system to track their money, right? Those are some
Mhm.
of the first things that we talk about. We talk about setting up a system to track your money.
Yes.
Setting up all of this is your email, all the things that you need, the basic things. How you gonna collect your money? How you gonna track your money? What's the amount that you're going to charge? So when you aligned all those things, that was your first milestone. Your systems, your belief, your systems, and then putting action behind it.
Yeah, and I think the VIP day helped me to put it all into perspective
Mhm. Mhm.
because I had all these ideas. Now, I was the hamster that had multiple wheels. I was trying to run on this wheel and run on that wheel. I was like, "Well, is that a new wheel? Imma get this new wheel too."
Oh my god.
And the VIP day helped me to see that, number 1, I was in a cage,
Ooh.
and that the door was actually open.
Girl, I gotta take a sip on this butterfly pea. You see, I got my little butterfly pea, lemonade.
I see. And so the VIP day helped me to reimagine what my
Yeah.
life's purpose was.
Mhm. Ooh, reimagine, I love that word.
Yeah, I had to reimagine because when I first went into the membership, I had one dream and I was like, "Imma make a product and I'm gonna sell that product because
Mhm.
I wanna help people."
Mhm.
And then as we got to know each other and then I had my VIP day, you were like, "Hold on, you're more than products.
Right.
You're a
Imagine you just with
movement."
a product. Yes.
And so I was like, what do you mean, me? Who am I?" And you were like, "Okay, let's stick with that. Who are you?"
Yeah.
And we went down this whole rabbit hole of who are you?
Mhm.
which was a whole conversation about self-worth.
Absolutely. And because it's rooted, you see, I know that life is really simple when you begin to understand yourself. So, for instance, I know that I struggle most of my life with self worth. That means that everybody that comes to me, I don't even have to ask any questions, they're going to have self worth issues. Why? Because our journey, our biggest challenge, and if you're into astrology, your Chiron placement teaches you what you are going to need to heal in this journey called life. And when you pay attention to that, among other things, you will know what you need to focus on. So that is the key piece for you to help others. Help yourself heal from that, and then you will be able to do what? Help others on their journey. So, self-worth, everybody that shows up at my door, I already know. Oh, welcome. This is the self-worth. Yeah, we deal with self-worth here. Yes. So we're not scared of that. We have lived experience, right? So you have lived experience now in these areas. Because I
Yes.
hear you helping people with their system because now you help other doulas, right? You now are a
Yes.
mentor to other doulas. And see, that's the part of this that people don't understand the importance of having a mentor. I have a mentor. I meet with my mentor every week. You have a mentor. Why? Because if they're a good mentor, they will model what they teach. And I always say that. That's like my mantra. I model what I teach. So everything that I talk about is lived experience. I'm very, very big on lived experience because when you're rooted in lived experience, we can just get dressed and show up. We don't have to prepare. We don't do nothing. Only reason why I have a few questions here is keep me on track because we'll be over
I
here and
know.
over there and over there and over there. And we've been talking about everything but what we can't even talk about, right? And so I know that it's very important to have a mentor. And now look at this. I see you continuing the legacy in the next group of people, and that's really what is needed in the black and brown communities. We need to put our hand back. Let's go back to the baton, right? Let's go back to running track. See, when you participate in sports, that experience carries you all through your life.
It
Because
does.
one of the things when I used to be in corporate and I was hiring people, I asked them, hey, what sports have you played? And all depending on the answer to that question could tell me if they were a team player. What type of activity was it? What type of sport was it? And then I could tell from that where were you? Because sports requires you to be part of a team. And I come from an organizational development background. And so, we got to go through the storming and the norming and all the phases of the whole team building. But if you can find someone that's been in sports, well, how'd you do in sports? Like, what was your position? What did all the things that helps me get an idea of who I may be hiring to bring on to a team or my team. And so, some of the things that I saw in you is that you would fall off the wagon, but you wouldn't run away. I had to come and find you a few times, but that's just me. Like I'm highly intuitive, so it would be like, "Dang, were you in my window?" Like, the clients will be thinking of things, and they'll be like, "Dang, why is she calling me? Why?" That kind of thing. But I think that the thing that I saw in you that I have not seen in anyone else, or very few people, shall I say, and that's why your address is your vision, is that you were open to change and grow. You were dedicated to your work. You were open to the uncomfortable, and you were willing to be vulnerable. And I believe that a lot of people, that is one of the reasons why they never get where they want to go. Like you just come naked, like, okay, like, Girl, I just don't know. Or I wouldn't hear from her for a while, and I'd be like, "Where you I ain't heard from you.
Where you
What you
at?
doing? What you doing? Where you at?" Or I'll get a ping. "Miss T, can you call my wife?" He wouldn't tell me nothing. He just say, "Can you call my wife?"
No,
And it
he's
got
just a very direct communicator.
yeah, so it was just like it got after the first time, it was like a stun, like, "What happened?" Then I realized that's his form of communication, that you need to go check on your girl. She may not be acting quite together right now. And then I called out the blue and I was like, "Hey girl, how you doing?" And I could hear in the voice, like, "Dang, why she calling me?" And she be up what I call up on the ledge. You know, like the edge of the ledge. Like she take all everything up on the ledge. And I have to climb up there and get it down. And by the time we have about 15 minutes of conversation, I'm worn out. And she's like, "Hey!"
'Cause you know what happens? That self-doubt
Mm,
starts to creep up from the darkness.
mhm.
Or if I feel pushed into a new realm of being and doing and needing
Yes.
to expand,
Mhm.
I retreat first. Like a little it's so funny because there's snails in this garden and they have that shell. And I feel like that
Mhm.
snail sometime and I pull back into that shell and I'm looking in the past.
Yes. Yes.
And what I know how to do is work.
Yes.
Physically work.
Yes.
So if I didn't make my quota or make the money that I need, I start worrying about money. I know I have these talents that I can
Yes.
count on and go and work.
Yes.
But shifting the address caused me to have to elevate in a way that I was very new to me or lean into not new talents, but talents that were there that I hadn't exercised that
They
muscle.
were dormant? Would you say they were dormant?
They were dormant.
Mhm.
Like you would get opportunities and you would share those opportunities. And you would say, "This is how I did it. This is how I prepared to do it."
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, I'm that girl back in the kitchen, can't price a bag of tea. And I'm
Right,
like,
right.
who me? What are you talking about?
Right.
And when I really stepped into the light, the possibilities, next thing you know, I'm being invited to be a speaker on panels. And then when I
Like, "Come
got the
on, we
invitation,
gotta get a speaker sheet. Let's
we gotta
go.
get a speaker sheet, Khalifa. I
Let's
need a
go.
headshot. I need you to do your bio. I
Let's
need you to do
go.
this.
Miss
I'm
T,
like,
let's go."
why is she asking me to do this? I just set up these dang on systems. I have done enough.
Nope.
And you're like, no, there's more coming.
Yes.
And even when I got invited to speak on the panel, I had a lot of self doubt. And I'm like, this is a doctor. This
Mhm.
is a
That's
person
right.
with a master's.
Absolutely. And I
This is a
am the one
person
in the
that's been in
middle.
research.
That part.
Yeah. And I'm like,
And you're in the middle. That
and
part.
I'm in the middle of all these
Yes.
people. And the first thought was I had some imposter syndrome because I was like, what have I done to be here?
Be
But
yourself.
then I realized I'm here.
That part.
So that means something. My lived experience means
Yes.
something.
Yes. Yes.
And without all of these accolades in these areas, I am still here and I am still worthy and I deserve to be here.
Yes. Yes. But you didn't just wake up today and saw somebody on the internet and started doing this work. And I want you to always remember that, and others that will listen. When you've been doing work over years and years and your mother poured into you and you saw this firsthand, I don't care if you were 2 years old. It's still an experience you had. And if you can remember it, you need to lock onto it and move forward with it.
Yeah, and I think it also with the self-worth, sometimes we have talents and abilities that we downplay.
Can I put up like can I put up all any more hands? Okay, any more hands? Can we get some more hands? Like how many hands can we get up? Yes.
Yeah, because my husband
Guilty
said to
as
me,
guilty.
Khalifa, you have abilities and you think in ways that people don't.
Facts.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is just normal. This is
Mhm.
no big
No.
deal."
Mm-mm. It's a big deal.
And it is a big deal because it's not common knowledge.
Nope.
And even if other people are doing it, do they look like you? Do they have your background?
That part. Or your compassion or your empathy or your femininity. So many people and so many women now are so they say masculine. I don't know if it's masculinity, but they're just a better way that I'm going to be framing that is they're not refined. They're not classy. They lack sophistication. I don't know that it's so much the masculine. I just think they don't know any better. I'm going to go in that direction. So I can stay in alignment with who I am on the positive side and lack refinement. And not everyone, as you and I have spoken about many times, not everyone had the lineage of women to pour into them. And that's why I'm willing to not say masculine and say refined or sophisticated or classy, because those are oftentimes things that we learn, right?
Mhm.
And you're of a different generation than me, and we have so many similarities because we had elders that were women that poured into us. I know that I have eight women that poured into me. They were all married. I saw them all married, starting with my great grandmother, my great aunts, my great great grandmother, my great great aunt, my great great aunts, and the single great, then my grandmother. They eight of them, plus my mother. My parents were married, death do us part, as I always say. I was married, death do us part. My grandmother was married, death do us part. My great great grandmother, great great aunts, all death do us part marriages, right? So I come from a long line of people that were married. And those ladies poured into me. It wasn't, like we've often spoke about. You were taught how to be a lady. And I see you what? Passing that on to your daughter, right? And I love it because you don't always see that out here in the world. And I think
Yeah.
we're going to make a difference out here because as we continue to talk and share, and that's why I wanted you to come on because I want you to get comfortable with sharing your story and talking about it because we need to go out and share our information so that we can help with the refinement and helping women to become sophisticated and classy because those are things that we can teach. And that's kind
Yes.
of where I'm going with that because I know just watching you that this is a proven model and you're doing the same with others. So that is what we call leadership. Leadership is when, and I learned this in network marketing, leadership is when you can duplicate yourself, not duplicate them as in a carbon copy, but duplicate the assets and the beneficial characteristics in another so that they can go out and lead another group of people. And that's why I'm so proud of you because you are out here leading other women. And not just other women, and I wanna kind of really lean in on this because I really want you to get this, and I want other women to understand. It is the work that we do with women, you being a doula, me being a sensual living guide, like, I bring women back home to their sensuality. Never sexuality, y'all, because I always say they not ready for that. Right? Sensuality is living life through your five senses and really leaning in and understanding and connecting with your intuition. So I want you to know that your work is so powerful in the world at a time when our community is starving for women leadership of any age that is a leader. And I don't mean leader in toxicity. I'm talking about leadership in our femininity. And I'm not even going to say softness because I think that that word is overused. We are innately soft. If you are in alignment, you are innately soft. We don't have to go out and get a new narrative. We don't have to add new words. I'm going to live my soft life. If you are in alignment with the purest essence of your femininity and you being a woman, you're going to automatically be soft. You're going to automatically flow. But the work that you're doing as a doula is even more important, I see, than the work that I do. Why? Because you are there at the moment before life and during and after life. And the only person that out of men and women that can give birth is a woman. And so many women are lost even in the ability to open a portal and close the portal of birth. They're lost. So the work that you do is the work before they even get here. And then continue that work through the community work that you do is paramount at this particular time in our journey called life. Because I really feel that our community is in danger. I really do. It saddens me because women give birth to both boys and girls. So when women and men are not connecting with each other, that means that someone's child you are denigrating. And when you put that out into the world, it's coming back to your family. What you put out comes back like a boomerang. You put out
Yes.
toxicity, it comes back. Would you agree? What's your thoughts on that?
I definitely agree about the toxicity. And I feel like my work as a doula is generational work.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm the first person that tells someone that they can ask for what they want,
Mm.
actually demand what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't have to be aggressive or hard. So, for example, one of the main things that I love to do in birth planning is telling people their rights.
Mm.
Because if you know your rights, you know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them that this is a suggestion from a provider, whatever setting they're giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your choice at the end of the day what you do with it. A lot of people don't have the birth experience that they want or the care that they want throughout the process because they're afraid to say what they need.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come to me and say, well, I wanted this and I wanted that, and I had these questions and I felt dismissed. So I try to give them space to voice what they want, voice what they need. And I think in this way we are similar of asking, well, how do you want to feel?
Feel tis that when it's a woman, it's always the appropriate question because feeling equals woman. Like
And
we
doing is
equals
men.
man. Correct.
And
And
that
when
so
we
it's
get them
yes.
two words together, we listen. Those two words, feeling equals woman, doing equals man. If you out here doing all the time, you're kind of out of alignment. You know, I always talk about men and women being in alignment. That's all I know. So if you're listening to this and this is not your thing, I'm not for you. We don't accept negativity. We don't accept negative comments. We can agree to disagree, but I have lived experience 28 years with a man that adored me death do us part, and a whole 8 women in my family that was also married and modeled marriage for me. I'm not speaking like some of these people on the internet that talk about relationships and never had a good one.
And they talk about trivial things. My work is teaching this person that they're going to give birth, they're going to open this portal, and they're going to shift their lineage. Because now I'm teaching you, you get to ask for what you want. You get to be cared for. You get to be loved. I tell them they deserve rest.
But you know the sad part about that, Khalifa, is that's the part that women don't understand about themselves. All of those statements you just made are the things that are part of a woman's daily life that they just negate, they disregard. And so at the end of the day, now they probably were rushing and did not plan the birth. And now when they show up, they just think that you just pack a bag and go and push out this thing and you just go home and you just like doll baby it up and put on barrettes and that's all that there is to do.
No, they skip the biggest part of healing.
Mm. And they continue that the rest of their life because there's so many unhealed people out here because
And
they
then
don't
they don't
understand what healing is.
they don't understand what healing is. And I think also when it comes to the partner, what I want to teach them is to stand in their own power.
Absolutely.
That yes, I am a voice for this person. I am an advocate, but you as the partner you're the biggest advocate that they have
Hmm.
because you are holding the space as a protector.
Yep.
And I
But you
want to
know,
teach them and show them how to show up and support because they maybe didn't have that modeled in their life. How do you support
yes.
a partner?
No, but
They just
the
watch
word
someone struggle.
protection, the word protection is the key word. That word. If you've never been protected, then you don't know what that means on both sides.
Yeah.
Innately, men know how to protect, but they may not know how to protect in that space of emotions because there are a lot of men that are emotionally unavailable. And I'm not going to say the number, I'm not going to say it's a, majority, no, but there are a lot of men that are emotionally unavailable. And then there are a lot of men that have a lot of emotions, and partly because a lot of the single mother households missing a man, I'll tell anybody, ain't now one day ever a woman can help a man become a man, a little boy become a man. And never, never, ever, 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 ever. And when they start to understand that, then I think things will start to shift.
I think that's where the village comes in.
Well, we listen. Yes.
We talk about community all the time. And
All the time.
I always feel like I don't have the community that I want. So I built the community that I wanted.
Yep. Yep.
I sought out characteristics in people. I'm drawn to strong women. But
Hold on one sec. Hold that
yeah.
thought 1 second. There's a little echo on your end.
Okay, I don't know how to fix it.
Okay. All right, keep going. We'll give it to the mayor. He'll make sure that is fixed. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I
It's
mean, I
not too
can.
much. She said it's not too much.
Okay.
Keep going.
Well, thank you for letting me know, though.
Mhm.
But I think that sometimes in a situation, the other parent is just not available. They can't be there, right?
Mhm.
So there becomes chosen family.
Mhm.
So you have men in their lives that are uncles, friends, mentors, whatever, that can build this up.
Mhm. but it has to be a priority.
It has
You
to be a
like,
priority. The man has to want
yes.
it.
Yes, yes, and I think that even in the single mother space, the challenge that I see is, like, after my husband, transitioned, I came outside because I was inside with my family and taking care of family members, all that. I didn't know when I came outside, I was just like, whoa, what world is this? Where have I been? I felt like I was under a complete rock. And what I realize is that women are having children, single mothers that is, and I know you can kind of attest to this, and they're not dedicating their life to the upbringing and of this child, or um the relationship with the child, or the connection with the child, embracing, like, you have a 6-month-old and you're out here. I've seen them on the internet looking for a man. Like, when you got a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old, when did you create that foundation? I remember, because my brother is younger, much younger than me. I remember my mom having a very strict um routine in our household. We ate at a certain time. My brother had to go to bed he had a bath at a certain time. Like, so I saw this because I was old enough to see it. I didn't have to participate, but I saw it was very regimented. And she said, because he needs to establish a routine. You said, you don't. I was like 8 years old. I didn't need any bedtime. Why? Because they had already laid the foundation. You knew the consequences, whatever. Okay? So you can do whatever you want to do. If you miss the bus and you can't get to school, you know that you will get a bedtime, right? So I suggest you figure out, with all this freedom that you have, you figure out how to manage that. And trust and believe, I figured it out. I fell off the wagon a few times, but the reminders said, oh, freedom is going to be gone. So, but it was the foundation that was set very early. But that means, look at you, when we were in the membership and Yara was much younger, you would say, okay, I'm not going to be able to make it because it's bedtime. And you are gone. I'm going to be listening, but it's bedtime. And I don't really see the structure. That's what I was looking for. The structure existing, and the sacrifice, because having children is sacrifice, the sacrifice that is present in the children's lives, and that structure that I had from yonder, I don't want to give my age, but yonder, a few decades ago, still exists within me now. Like, I'm up just past my bedtime, right? Because I'm not, my routine keeps shifting, you know, and but that structure's still there. Like, I come home and I don't wear street clothes in the house. Like, you just don't wear. I'm West Indian, so you just don't wear street clothes. No, you don't wear street clothes. You don't wear shoes. You don't do none of that stuff, okay? Do not put your body that was outside without a shower on my bed. Are you
Oh my
kidding me?
God. Oh my God. I almost levitated out of my skin.
That's what I'm saying, because that is too right. It's dirty. As my mother would say, it's dirty. You don't come in my house and then it's dirty outside. You've been on the subway, you've been everywhere, you're gonna come in my house? You're crazy.
Mhm.
You better go bathe. From little, you better go bathe. And you had house clothes and street clothes, right? To this day, I remember my husband at one time said to me, could you please go take off your clothes? You're making me itch. You look so weird. Like, like you're trying to do something and you didn't take off your clothes yet. And he's like, no, 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 go take off your clothes, please change, because you're acting weird. Because I got him trained that way now. Before he passed away, I had him, he was in taking off his clothes as soon as he came in too, because it becomes the structure of how you operate, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. Oh, this is
Yeah.
so good. So let me ask you this. All right. See, we got off on a tangent. Let me go back to, because I need you to tell the rest of this story here. So now let me ask you a question. How did your marriage evolve during this process? This for the girlies that wanna have a husband. We gotta give everybody a little bit of something, something. We talked about the single moms, we gave them some structure for strategy for structure, okay? And we talk about bonding was the word I was looking for. I know energy, I don't know words all the time, okay? Um, and, so now how did your marriage evolve in the process? I'll remind you if you don't remember.
So, I think that initially when I brought up the idea of how I wanted to do things, how I wanted to change in these ways, my husband has always been my champion.
For the facts.
That has never changed.
Mm-mm, it never will.
It never will change. But something that changed was our approach on how to get to this goal.
Can I interject something?
Sure.
I think one of the first, because I go granular. One of the first things that I witnessed change was the way you guys communicated. I really feel like you leaned in because I remember having a conversation with you around communication. And I feel like you tried different approach to the communication. And I also believe that you we were able to see some things inside of you that were different than maybe and also his background, his experience, all the things that maybe just maybe there was another way to approach it. And I saw you
Yes.
open up to approaching it because I always tell women, because my grandmother told me this, you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. And everything doesn't need to be addressed right now. You're not going to die. Sometimes you just need to walk away, go outside, get something to eat, do something else.
Yes. I would say that I'm a very strong-willed person.
Yes. Yes.
And so when I do something or want something, I expect it to be done immediately.
Yes. We worked on that, y'all. She better now. She much better now. She much better.
Because I always have this like sense of urgency, like go, 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 go. But I had to lean more into compassion.
Mhm. Yep. But that's a feminine quality.
Yeah, but I had to also be more compassionate with myself first.
Absolutely. It always starts with us.
And so I had to take into consideration his thoughts, his beliefs, his understandings,
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
and also that we were on separate journeys
Yep.
and at different levels of whatever the journey may have been.
Yep.
And I will say that the gentleness
Mhm.
is what helped
Every time.
because I will tell people this, like I started to gentle parent my husband.
But listen, the skill, listen, skills are skills. Okay?
Skills are
Skills
skills
are skills.
and they can transfer
They're
because
transferable all the time.
yeah, like I started to think of well, how do I get someone's buy-in? Because if
Mhm.
I approach my daughter and I want her to do something, I'm not going to say, I want you to do this.
Right.
I will give the goal and ask, how do you think we can do this?
Mhm. And guess what? A man wants to do what?
He wants to
He
be
wants
needed.
he wants to be needed, but he also is solution driven.
He is solution driven. So if I tell him an issue, he's going to try to find out every way to fix it.
That and especially I'll say this, especially when you're adored. I know people may get annoyed at the word adored, but I wasn't adored. I was as my friends will say, I was a kept, adored woman. But I kept him, and uh, I know men don't like the word, adored him, and I submitted to him. And submission does not mean sidebar that you just are a flunky. No, I think the skill of being a woman is knowing when to talk. Well, first of all, shut up. And I'm going to just say it like that. Because some women need to hear it like that. Just shut up. Sometimes when I hear women talking, I just want to go and grab the duct tape and just, now that we got that out the way, now let me tell you how you're going to get what you want. And it's not through manipulation.
No.
It is standing rooted in who you are. You already have all the skills. If you just be quiet, be quiet. And if you're fuming, go fume over there in the corner, put the duct tape on, and be quiet. Why are you so upset? That's what you have to really figure out. And then once you come back to your center, now what did you do?
I was very, very upset.
Amber saying, hold on. We love the word adored over here. Yes, we do.
For sure. I think that I wanted something so bad, and I was willing to bulldoze over everything to get it. Like, well, come on, and if you don't want to go, then bye.
Oh yeah, that's where you started.
That's
We
where
had
I
to put that.
started.
We had to put that to rest and to bed and all the things, because that wasn't gonna get you what
It
you
wasn't
wanted.
gonna give me what I wanted,
Mhm.
and also I had to decide that I wanted to have a partner in this.
Yes.
And
Yes. Oh
so
my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, wait, hold on. Oh, that right there. That right there. That right there hits me hard. Because there's so many people in this world. It gets me emotional because partnership and union is what's missing in our community. I think about the lack of partnership and union in my life. I would not be the woman I am today had it not been for the partnership and union with my husband. And he would have said he wouldn't have been the man. Because literally, he took care of the outer and I took care of the inner. Literally, that's how it was. I took care of all the inner stuff. He provided the money, he provided whatever the masculine energy needed. And I would not be the woman I am today. I would not have been able to share the wisdom with you. I would have not had the lived experience. You probably would not have been living your vision and your dream. So when we don't partner and come into partnership and union, we really are killing our community and we're killing our family. We're killing ourselves first because we are humans and we were born to be in union and communion with others. This whole isolation, I'm an individual and I'm me by myself. I don't know how y'all do it because I need a partner. I'm sorry. I need a partner. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. I don't want to be living this world by myself. Oh no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't like this life at all. And no, don't come in my DMs and I don't, like I'm not saying that to attract. I'm open, but I'm not saying that to attract all kind of people, random people. I'm not thirsty. I'm just saying that I'm open to partnership and union again in my life. because I know what the benefits are. You know, you grow. Have you grown?
Yes.
You transform. The level of love that I see that your husband has for you and the sacrifice he's willing to make of his own self for you and your daughter, and the solutions that he consistently every single day, night and day, roll out the red carpet. There's no way that you could tell me that man does not adore you. There's no way. Like, I won't believe it. You're lying. If not, he needs a like an Academy Award because he's the biggest actor I've ever met, right? And that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. And people are missing out on that. The beauty of that. The beauty
Yeah.
of the union, a sacred union with another, and the benefits that come from that. And it's not about money, y'all. We not people about we need money, but remember I told you don't always need money. One of the coterie members just got a whole car and a bed with
And
no
a
money.
bed with
Okay, and she wanted a
no.
bed with no money. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think with a partner, things are just, what's the word? Expanded.
Oh my god. I need a moment of silence for that one. The amount of expansion that happens. And I'm not talking about getting married because marriage does not equal partnership. That's just a contract and a piece of paper. You still have to do work to form that partnership. I remember my husband saying, there's a couple things I need you to understand. I need to marry you because if something happened to me, I need to make sure that you're good. But I don't need to get married to you to be committed to you. Because he treated me the same before I was married and when I was after I was married.
Yeah.
And he held himself to work because he takes care of, he's not here, but he's still taking care of me. Right? He
Yeah.
kept his word. He's still taking care of me. Um, and so a lot of women don't understand that partnership and union creates that emotional safety that they so desperately want. But there's work. Did you have to do work?
I had to
You're
do
describing
a
work
lot of work.
because you said you were rough. Ooh, I want it now. What happened? What happened?
I realized that with that approach, that's what you're gonna get back. Because if you have a man like my man, he's a warrior.
Mhm.
So aggression begets aggression.
Mm.
Not in a
Wait,
way of him being
wait. Aggression begets aggression. The reason why I want to hold on to that is because we see so much aggression in women out here, and then they want the soft life. You can't bring hardness to and get softness. We have to refine that so that we can get the softness. And it starts with the duct tape. Because you had to be quiet, right? You had to learn how to tone that down.
Yeah. I and when I say aggression, I don't mean that he became aggressive with me. I mean like he just aggressively shut down.
Yes, I know.
And so when I lean more into the gentle, caring side of myself,
Mhm. Every
and I
time.
nurtured the things that I saw in him, then he was able to just show up fully in the way that he needed to.
Mhm. Because that's what it's the ebbs and the flows of the union and the partnership. And when you care about someone more than you care about being right? You honor the union and you forego the being right. See,
Yes,
because
and yes. You also
one of
give
the
them
things
space to mess up.
yeah, Because darn it, I know he gave you space to mess up many a day. I've been on that. Listen, I didn't get this gray hair for nothing. That's an inside joke with him and I. The gray hair. That's our friend over here. We got the gray hair from her. That's the running joke, right? But my grandmother taught me something, and she said, "You know what? Just let them go on off and say whatever they want to say. Cause later on tonight, when he getting ready to go to bed, you say, hey, love, I want to have a conversation. And if you lower your voice and say, hey, I want to have a conversation. Earlier today, when we were talking, I felt X, Y, and Z about X, Y, and Z. You think you could, can we talk about it now or can we talk about it tomorrow? But I really want you to make that a priority, okay? And leave that alone. I promise you, if y'all listening, can you attest to that?
Yes.
Leave it over there and see if you don't get some results. Because see, when a man loves you and a man adores you because you've allowed their life to be peaceful and stress-free and loving, they don't want to do nothing else but love on you and adore you. You make sure he got his favorite food,
Yep.
his favorite whatever, because you love him. Be vulnerable, show the love, be open. And guess what? You got what you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving right along. All right. So now you designed this life. What surprised you? So now we can tell them. You live where now? Where do you live now?
Thailand.
Tell us about the vision. Why Thailand?
Um, Before I even got married, my brother moved here with his family. I mean, I always knew that I wanted to live outside of the US. I just wasn't sure where. I knew I wanted it to be tropical. I wanted it to be somewhere warm because I'm from Michigan. Oh, hi, Bunny.
Hey,
She's waving. I don't know if you can see. Okay, baby. I'm right here. Silence. Stay over here.
You see, we do life here. So we don't just tell the children to go sit down. We don't do that. We just integrate. We take our moments. We do what we have to do and we keep it moving. Because what? We model what we teach. So we model family. We model marriage. We model partnership and union. And we make sure that I always said this on calls. Oh yeah, there's going to be children talking. There's going to be all the things because life is not, we don't live those perfect lives. We're real people with real lives and real situations. And so you're going to always feel and experience that when you're in our space. So I hope you don't mind. We don't.
Yeah.
We
I
don't.
mean, 'cause I was that person in class breastfeeding my baby because I'm not gonna miss this class.
That and we okay with that because we understand the importance of all of these things. You know what I mean? We understand and we're just really sharing a bit of ourselves today because this is how we live, right? This is how we do life. And I want people to see a different side of a journey because everyone just thinks that, oh, I got the bag and then I did this and then no, we want to give you a different viewpoint so that maybe we can inspire someone else to go after their dreams. So
For sure.
so you're in Thailand. It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. It started well, you asked me how did it start? So,
Mhm.
it really started because my brother and his family one of my brother I have 5 brothers. One of my brothers lived in India with his
Mm.
family, and my first real international trip, I went to visit them,
Mhm.
and that just blew my mind.
Mm. I don't remember. I heard this, but I didn't put them together. Okay.
Yeah, so possibilities expanded exponentially,
Okay.
and years later, they moved to Thailand, and my brother's like, "Hey, come live out here.
Mm.
It's a slower life, it's an easier life. Just come visit or something."
Right.
So I remembered how I felt standing by the I think it was the Red Sea,
Mhm.
and there was just something that unlocked in me. Just seeing this different culture, this different way of life, people truly being a community.
Mm. Yes.
There was a storm while I was there, and it knocked over a coconut tree onto someone's home.
Mhm.
And in America, you just call your insurance company and the people come out, whatever, everybody going about their business. The neighbors be like, "Oh, y'all all right? Okay."
Facts.
This tree fell over onto this home. People came out of their houses with machetes. They came out with food. They came out with whatever. Everybody in their house chopped up this tree,
Yeah.
moved it off of their home. A man was up a tree with flip flops on, trying to turn the electricity off to the house so they could be safe.
That is what I'm used to. That's what I
Yes,
grew up. That's how I grew up, but I grew up like that in New York. But I grew up
yeah.
in a West Indian being my mother was a first generation West Indian. I mean, I'm the first generation American. My mother was came here as a West Indian, had to get citizenship.
Mhm. And that was when I learned something about rice cultures versus wheat culture. So communities that grow wheat, like European countries,
Mhm.
your one family can probably do from growth to harvest,
Mhm.
and your family survives on that. It is siloed.
Mhm. Yes.
But in rice culture, it takes everyone.
Facts.
It's a lot of work,
Mm.
and people have to work together to eat.
Yes.
So there's this built-in sense of community in India that felt very familiar. And now here in Thailand, that feels very familiar because they're also a rice culture.
Mhm.
So when I went back to America after my first international trip in my 20s, I was forever changed, and I was like, this is what I have to do, because in my mind before that, I was like, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be the rich auntie, that's what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
But I wanted something more after that trip. I wanted a different life, and I never let it go. But life happens, things change, parents get sick, blah, blah, blah. So the trajectory of my life changed, and it became, oh, be stable, get this money, do this thing.
Mhm.
And all of my friends were in positions of getting married, buying houses, owning cars. And I wasn't doing that, so I felt behind
Mhm.
or out of place. And then people were making lists about their partner and what they wanted in a partner. And I was thinking about like what I wanted in my life or what I wanted to do. And I was convinced that my person for me was on another continent. But
Mm. I can see that.
yeah, it's because the things that I'm interested in and want to do, not very common in the communities that
Right.
I'm from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that way sometimes too. because of all the things and the travel that I've done, being a well-traveled woman. Yeah, I can see that for sure.
And, some of the things that I wanted were more traditional.
Mhm.
Um, and so I never forgot the feeling of traveling and being in another place. And then my brother moved to Thailand and he was like sharing his journey, telling me all about it. And I was like, you know what? My mind is made up.
Mhm.
I have 2 more years to pay off this car because I didn't want to leave in debt.
Right.
And then I'm out.
Mhm. And on that journey, your husband came along.
So I made the list, right?
Mhm.
What do I want in a partner? But I think somewhere along that I stopped and was like, am I these things?
Mm.
Am
Oh,
I this list?
listen, listen, listen. We gotta stop there for a moment. That requires a moment of silence because you need to say that again, because I think that's one of the things that's going on in society right now. People want who they are not, and that's why they don't have what they want. You have to become who, isn't it Gandhi that says, be the change that you want to see? And I always say, and I've always told this to all of you, who do you need to become in order to? And that is something I live by. I live by a couple of things. How do you want to feel inside your life? Who do you need to become in order to? So you had to become somebody different, better, elevated in order to be where in Thailand right now, right?
Yes. And I couldn't fake any of it.
And wait, did you not have to become that list in order to get the man that you desired?
Yes, I put some of the things I put on the list were I wanted them to have a spiritual practice, a connection to a higher power.
Mhm.
I wanted family to be a priority. I wanted them to be healthy, well read, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But not just like, oh, he needs to be this height and this type of body and all of that. I was like, at the core, what do I want?
The inner you were that's what I'm hearing. You were
Yeah.
focused on the inner being, and I hear so many women focused on the external being.
Yeah. And I'm like, none of that matters because I remember many years ago a friend saying, all of them are annoying. You just got to find one you don't mind being annoyed by.
Mm, I don't agree, but okay.
I said, "Oh," but that shifted a thought process in me because I was like, at some point somebody's gonna get on your nerves. It's gonna happen. So to have this unrealistic idea of everything is gonna be good all the time,
No, that's the
it's not
problem right
real.
there. It's not nothing. Your best friend, your child, nothing in life is perfect all the time. But see, that's the thing. That's why it's called relating, right? Because we relate first and then we partner second. But they can't
Mhm.
get through the relating part. We are It's when you go into I call it a sacred union. That's the end result. You still gotta go through that storming, that norming, that forming, storming, norming, all and then the performing. Okay,
Yeah,
whenever
because
people are
yes,
coming together,
the performing.
you gotta go through the forming, then you go through the norming, the storming, then the norming, and I say performing because you perform well together, right? But before you get there, there is that thing called the storming. And we go through these cycles throughout our day. And depending on how well you have healed, and when I say healed, I'll go a step further. It all depends on your level of self awareness.
Yes.
But before we get to self awareness, we have accountability and responsibility to self. It's in astrology. Before you get to the seventh house, which is joining with others, you have to go through 1 through 6, which is all about you. We start with identity, then we move to you, to the my house of my possessions, all the possessions, possession of my body, possession of my fingers, possession of my everything. Then we take that person out into the community, third house. Then we bring that person home, the fourth house. Then we go out with our self expression in the fifth house. And the sixth house is our daily routines. That is all about you and building to the other, which is the seventh house. So no
And
matter
that's what I
how
had
we
to
look at
address.
it, there we go.
Yeah, so that was the self-awareness that happened because I was like, "Am I these things? What am I asking of someone that I'm not?" And one of the things on my list was I wanted someone who was in shape, who looked good physically, and I
We
was like,
all
"Hold
want
on,
that.
I'm just a little bookworm. I don't even do all of that." So I started being more active, getting back into yoga practice, actually going to the gym, which helped to address my mindset. And I was just really I forgot about the list.
You
I was
see?
just so focused on how I wanted to feel and what I wanted to do in my life. I was traveling, hanging out with my friends, being healthy,
But you were working
reading.
on you.
I was working on me. And then all of a sudden, hey, remember me?
Th- Because, see, when we work on ourselves and we focus on becoming the best version of ourselves, then we attract better. Because that's what this process you just talked about was you wouldn't have wanted the person that you would have attracted at the beginning of that story. So now you elevated yourself so you could attract better.
Yeah, because of course, along the way, there were attractions.
Oh, of course, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you. But I was also like searching for connection and that sacred union. And a man told me, "You're a wife." And I'm just not ready for that.
Girl, girl, that wife thing. I
It's
tell people,
rough.
it's. I tell them I don't know how to date. All I know how to do is be a wife. I was a wife more of my life than I was anything else. Okay, I was a child. I had a little hiatus, and then I was a wife. And I don't like this. I don't like. I don't know how to date. I hate dating apps. I've always met people through other people. So remember community. So I was in a community and I met everybody through the community. My husband, I met him getting my hair washed. Okay. My hairdresser introduced us. I don't know nothing about going outside.
No, and then
You
in
get
those
frogs.
attractions, you get frogs
Girl.
and all kind of other critters and creatures, snakes and
Right.
bugs and
Yes. But you know what? Let me say this. You didn't have to do the work once you became the person that you need to be, right?
no, it just meshed
Yep. Yep.
because
That's
each
why.
step of the way, the person that I was attracted to, I'm saying this is the life that I want. These are the things that I want to do, and immediately it was like we're not aligned.
You see what I mean? But see, the clarity of self brought that about.
But I also had to know that I didn't want to settle for that.
Okay, okay.
So in that process, because I've seen friends stop and say, "Well, I don't want to be alone," so they stick with this person that's not right for them, that may even hinder their growth. But I decided, well, you know
Yes.
what? I'd rather be by myself than with the wrong person. And if this means that I'm alone forever, then this is the journey for this life.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a great way to look at it, but knowing you, that wouldn't happen. And
No, but that was in those
yes,
processes. That's where I
yes.
was, and I was like, "That's okay. I'm good." But then one day I was like, "I don't want to leave this life never having experienced partnership. If motherhood is on the table, then okay. If it's not, then that's okay too.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it really hit me that that's truly what I wanted.
Mhm.
And so I was just like, I'm just gonna keep on working on what I wanna work on until maybe that comes along.
Facts. Facts. And that's literally you don't even know that. That's mirrors my story. I
Mm.
wasn't looking for nobody. When I met my husband, I was getting my hair done. I was like this. I wasn't thinking about anyone. I was just working on me. And we never spoke about this before. I always say that women used to spend a good 5 years by themselves, getting to know themselves, what they like, when they like it, if they like it, how they like it. Who are you and what you bring in? Because oftentimes women are looking for completion of themselves in another human. And
Mhm.
that is a dangerous, dangerous way to approach it because you bring this half-cocked person that is unsure, and then you're looking for somebody to be there to make you feel, prop you up, to make you feel like a whole person. And that's not going to work. You need to come as a whole healed person. Now, are we always on a healing journey of advancing and growing and transforming? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we gotta come with some substance, be rooted, and then that rooting of you and the rooting of that man come together, boom. So now, girl, we be here all night talking, so we gonna have to like move along. Okay, so now what surprised you about moving to Thailand? And we're going to fast forward here. We're going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about logistics and finances and all of that. Why? Because they can find that on the internet. That is not a unique thing. You got to pay for this and pay for that and bag that up and ship that. We all know how to travel. Okay. And if you don't, I suggest that you start traveling and you'll learn quickly. Here's what I will tell you. Don't go out here and buy all this fancy luggage. You know what? We know that you're not a traveler because all the people that's dressed up at the airport and got on all brand new clothes and brand new luggage and all that, we know that you're not travelers. You're standing out like a sore thumb. Well-traveled people do not do all that because they know that they're going to bust up your luggage. They're going to throw your stuff around and you may get somewhere and not get your stuff back. So now that we know that, be comfortable, be comfortable. I'm not saying, go outside in your pajamas. Be comfortable, be stylish, be sophisticated, be classy, but don't go out here and spend a whole lot of money. That would be my sidebar. Would you agree? Don't go out here and spend a whole lot of money trying to get the most expensive Louis Vuitton luggage because they're gonna throw that around.
They gonna tear it up.
That's a waste of good earned money. Girl, I could think of a few spas and a few tours and a few walks and a few meals that I could be eating with that money. Okay. So, what felt easiest about this move?
The decision to just do it.
Okay. So just that was the easy part. Just let's do this and we'll figure
Let's
out
just
how we're
let
gonna let's make a decision to do it. Okay. All right. So now I just want to highlight if it's okay with you, the tragic situation that happened. Is that okay with you?
Mhm.
For part of the move? Okay. I just want to speak to when you got ready to make this move. Was the ground just nice? You planned everything. You was ready to go. You had your money, all the logistics and the money, and you was grooving and the purging. You was like this. And then your dad got sick.
Mhm.
And then he progressively got worse. And then he transitioned. The reason why I bring that up is because sometimes people are looking for perfection. They think that, well, you planned it all out and it's going to go as planned. Did I not tell you that as soon as you get ready to move in the direction you want to go, you're going to be challenges?
Mhm.
And you had your dad and your mother and your family. And when you are like the matriarch in your family, everybody was pulling at you. Everybody was pulling at you. So I want people to know that it wasn't that you made this beautiful decision and your husband got on board and your daughter got on board and you was ready to go and everything was smooth. No, life doesn't deal. You don't get to get this beautiful blessing without tests for the blessing. How bad do you want it? And are you grateful in the midst of the challenges that present themselves? And I just want to say to you that you handled all of it graceful, as graceful as you could. You handled, you handled it until you got to Thailand. And then your body was just like, okay, I done. I done. That's what we say, I done.
Yeah.
But you handled it with all, I mean, you handled like a pro. And I'm a pro, and one pro to another. You graduate to pro because I had the things I've been through in my life. I'm a pro at obstacles. I've learned to handle death. One person is come out the emergency room, the other one just came out of surgery. Like, I know how to do all that. Okay, I done been through every aspect that you could think about. That's why every day I'm happy. I don't have no
Yeah.
other ideas, but I'm just saying that you handle it like a pro. And when it was time to just like, I can't do no more, you just stopped and you took care of
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah. And I think that that's something that you spoke about earlier about getting rest and knowing when to rest and when to take care of yourself. And I remember us having a conversation. And I was like, okay, you need some alfalfa. You need some minerals. Like, you gotta get this body together. Like, and then you went and saw, what is it, Chinese doctor,
Mhm.
and got remedies so that you can get your body back on point. So now, what is it like? What does it feel like in your body to wake up in Thailand?
Well, first I do wanna say, like, we didn't just plan and then it happened and it went along and all that stuff. This was years,
Okay. We collapse in time in the
years.
2 hours that we almost been on here. Okay.
Yes, this is like the cliff notes of it because this was years and years and years of things going on and changing and transitions and, you know, mind you, in that process, not only did I, like, move houses, lose my job, fully have to step into entrepreneurship, all the things along the way,
And
become
you
a
did that
caregiver.
for a year. Okay, let's you were a full-time entrepreneur for 1 solid year before you went to Thailand.
Before I went to Thailand,
Yeah, because
yes.
it's important to say that because sometimes people think that you was at your job and you got a package and that package. No, no, no. We was way past the package. Way past the package. Okay. She was 100% self-employed in the States, left her business in the States and went over there to
Yeah,
Thailand.
which was scary within itself because I had set up my business in a way where I knew what I needed to do, where to go, this and that. I was a pillar for various things in my community. So then my father passes away and everybody starts asking me, "Oh, you're still going? Like you're still moving?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still like I don't understand the question.
Right.
I even had people telling me like, "Why are you leaving me? This is I'm at the darkest place of my life. Why would you leave me?"
Everybody has their journey.
Everybody has their journey, and guess what? I had non-refundable tickets for 3 people.
You going somewhere.
I'm going somewhere.
You got to get up out of here.
I got to go. I
And I
decided.
remember when you got those tickets, so I was gonna be encouraging you. You know how much I went through to get you to get them tickets, and then your husband found the tickets, girl. Listen, if you don't, I'm coming to get you in Detroit.
Listen, and then after my father passed away, a tree fell on my car that I was supposed
Yeah,
to sell.
yeah. Listen, I want you to see this is what they don't understand. We make this stuff look graceful and you smiling over there, but child, let me tell you the stuff that we done been through on this journey. And see, I want to point out that I'm not a mentor that you meet with on Tuesday and third Tuesday every week and you can't talk to me. No, no, no. I get the midnight calls. I'm on call. Like I am integrated in your life. When the crisis call, my client's going, I gotta go. Cause I'm on call. When she was going through that with her father, I was on call. I said, "Call me any time of the day or night.
Or you
It
would just send
doesn't
a message
matter."
and say, "Did you eat?
Yes. Like,
Are you
I
taking
check.
your herbs?"
Yes. What did you sleep today? Like, that's the kinda level of I guess it's community that I only you know what I do? I give what I would like. I just I it goes back to, are you being that? I'm the person that I want people to be for me. That's all. It's real simple. And I want people to show up for me. And I have amazing people, you and so many others, Amber and Janelle. And like the other day, I hadn't called Janelle back because I was in the zone. And she was like, if you don't answer this phone, I'm driving to your house. I know your address. I was like, "Oh, so sorry. I was in here trying to get my stuff done before the Chinese New Year, and I was purging, and I didn't call her back." She was like, you, if you didn't answer this phone, I was getting in the car." I said, "Oh, sorry."
Okay.
I stand corrected. I'm sorry. Because you usually don't do that. Like I call back or whatever, and I had it in 2 days. Oh, she said she was coming to check on me. So
Yes.
that's how we are. Like we care about each other, and I felt her energy. Like I know why, because I've lost my mother, my father. I don't have any family. They're all in the cemetery. That's why I tell people, like, they're all in the cemetery. So, I understand what that feels like. When someone you love deeply is no longer here. That's not something easy, and you don't know how you're going to respond until you're responding. And grief doesn't have a timeline. It just shows up at the grocery store, it shows up at the bathroom, and it'll show up at the red light. It just doesn't it shows up walking down the street. It dissipates over time, but it's still there. Okay.
Yeah. So then waking up in Thailand
Mhm.
after all of that, I was still in go, go, go mode.
Mhm.
Because then we had to find some place to live,
Right.
move in, and we were up against what's called high season.
Mhm.
Because Thailand is a tourist destination around the world. And the time that we move is high season where everybody is visiting. So everything costs a little bit more. So we trying to hurry up and beat that. And finally, when we found a place to stay, I I think I don't know, the tears just excuse me would come.
Mhm.
Like we were sitting at dinner. I don't know what we were talking about or what was brought up or what happened, but I would just cry. And it was even a period of time where my husband was just like, "Do you regret moving here?"
Mhm. Mhm.
And my answer is always no, I don't regret moving here, but I hadn't had time to process everything.
Oh, yeah. You still haven't.
I still haven't had time to process everything because I moved again.
Right, right. You have literally been on the go, and we've been mirroring each other. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm. And I finally this week just got to rest. So I know you haven't rested because you're still moving, right? And you don't know how much decompression that you need to go through. until you really sit down and rest. And then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was quite this tired." 'Cause it's not just it's mental, it's physical, it's emotional, it's all of these different things, and then remember, you're still getting acclimated to the energy, to the culture, the language, the temperature, like, all of these things all at once, and people don't realize that, when you travel 'cause I thought I wanted to be a digital nomad and going to Costa Rica last year for a month and traveling all throughout Costa Rica. I didn't know where I was sleeping sometimes, and all the experiences that I had, I was like, "Oh," came back home and said, "Oh, no, 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 no. I will have a home base and then I'll travel." But being a digital nomad, living out of a suitcase and packing up every other week, I shall not do that. But I'm grateful for the experience because I got to see Costa Rica like none other. And I will say this to you all, that was a gift from a client of mine that I went to Costa Rica with her and her children, and I'm so grateful. That's why I always say, you don't always need money to do the things you desire to do. You just need to know, what do you desire? So, all right, I got
And you
2.
know what? Even just waking up in Thailand still feels surreal
For you, it will, for a good while.
because it was a dream for so long
Mhm.
that I'm still trying to remember, like, this is not a vacation.
Right.
This is my actual life. This is where I
This
live.
is
This is what
home
I'm
now.
doing. This is home now because you spend so much time working toward the thing,
Mhm.
and then it happens, and you're like,
Well, I
"I
think
did it."
too, disbelief sometimes also is on the journey. Am I really gonna get to do this? Am I really like,
Yeah.
like this it's this little voice inside, like, "All right, am I gonna really do it? Like, is this, like it's always this little chatter that's going on. That's why I say being present. Present and possibility is what changed my entire life because that stopped the chatter and that rooted me. It calmed and stabilized my nervous system. And it allowed me to really align with spirit. I think that being present keeps me connected to spirit because I know for me, without having family, without having a partner, spirit got me. Spirit and my ancestors, they got me. And so I just rely on that. I've just learned to rely on that. And how do I rely? Just get quiet and still. And I just talk to spirit like I talk to you. Like, okay, spirit, like I don't know what to do next, so could you like give me some ideas? And that's how I talk in my house. Like, yo, spirit, ancestors, what we doing here? Cause I don't know. So I'm gonna just sit right here until y'all give me some ideas. And the phone will ring, I'll get an email, something will come with the answer. And I just learned that that's the way to be. And when you can
Yeah.
stand rooted in presence, being present, that's all I know now.
And I think for me was part of my journey is releasing the control.
Mm. You know what that word is called? We didn't talk about it tonight. It's surrender. You know another one of my favorite words? Surrender.
Yes.
I think that you learned, I feel like you're learning the present part, but I do believe you learned surrender. You have
Yeah.
definitely learned surrender.
Well, I had to because everything that you try to control and do and plan for, and then all of a sudden life happens and you're like, that's not part of the plan. You literally have nothing else that you can do.
And sometimes things are slippery because you have to surrender. The lesson is surrender. Okay, got 2 questions. Um, what would you say to the woman who knows she wants more but hasn't moved towards it yet? What would you say to the woman who knows she wants more but hasn't moved towards it? So she hasn't embraced it yet.
Mm, I guess I would ask her, would she be okay dying tomorrow, never having tried?
Mm, mm. Because sometimes we don't just go, we just got to lay in the bed and let our life reflect on our lives.
Yeah, you have to really ask yourself, like, okay, if everything was taken away, you had nothing, your life is done, it's over, you never went for anything that you wanted. Why?
Mhm.
I think one of the questions that comes up for me is because you always say, if you don't show up, then someone
Oh,
suffers.
that that was in my mind, right? So the
Yeah.
question that it said it goes like this: every day that you don't show up and do the work that you were called to do, someone suffers because you didn't show up for them. So I go back and I'll bring it back to you. If I didn't show up for you on Clubhouse and keep showing up on Clubhouse and spend countless hours talking on Clubhouse. We loved it though. Where would you be now? The woman that helped you believe in your dreams and stood with you and walked with you and cried with you and fought with you and come up on the ledge and got you. Where would you be? I mean, and that's how I look at my work because I was retired. My husband transitioned. I don't want to not do. I don't have to, but I want to because I stuff I got to do like travel and
Yeah.
all the things. And I was called to a big vision. I'm here to support women. I'm here to take the lived experience and share it. But when we don't show up for others, and now you are showing up for other women in another country where healing is the foundation of that experience. So what if you didn't go there and somebody tomorrow you've already helped people over there that, someone that lost a baby, you came to you. What if you weren't there and you weren't able to pour into her that made a shift in her reality? So I don't take it lightly what I've been called to do. And I've been abused, I've been cussed at, I've been called all kind of names. Listen, the stories that I could tell, people that have witnessed it say they couldn't even believe. Ask Amber, she know too. She's like, how could that even happen? But yeah, so this work is not
Yeah.
always easy, but it's required.
It is
Okay.
required, and that's really so when you were saying to me, every day that you don't show up, someone
Mhm.
suffers.
Mhm.
Are you okay with that suffering?
And are you okay not only with the suffering, but the dragging that you're going to get from spirit as a result of you
I was
not
just about
showing
to
up?
say because if you wonder why everything in your life is falling apart, not moving forward, nothing is going right, you're probably not answering the call that has been placed on your life.
Bingo. And that's why every day I wake up and be like, okay, spirit, what you want me to do today? Oh, you
What
want
you
me to
want me
go
what I'm
down?
supposed to
Where I'm supposed to go today? Oh, you want me to go down the block, jump up and down 2 times, come back and get in the car and go to lunch? Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And that's how I live. I don't even know how I ended up in this place that I'm living in, but it's only spirit. Cause I don't even know. Listen, the place I'm living in, I love it, but I could not have come up with this on my own. There's no way. I literally
No.
got on the highway and went to a town that somebody had told me about.
That you had never been to.
I had never, matter of fact, I never seen the apartment except pictures before I even got the apartment. And I could not have come up with this story and be so close to ancestral land that I really never knew about. Like I'm living near ancestral land that I could never have put this whole picture together. And that's why I say, like the going joke now is, okay, spirit, ancestors, grandma, because you always like to be up in my business. How you gonna bring me this partner? Because I'm this right here is gonna be funny. That's how I live. And that's what I extend to you. That's how I want you to live. Like I want you to just be in Thailand and just be like, okay, spirit, where we going today? And then follow this road, follow the yellow brick road. And then one day you're gonna call me and you're gonna say to me, you're not gonna believe this. And the mayor's gonna be in the back saying, I told you. I told them. Okay, my last question. You ready? I think
No.
you need to sit down. I think you need to sit down for this one. Brace yourself.
Oh, Lord.
When you look at your daughter at night and tuck her in bed in Thailand, what do you feel?
It's funny that you asked that because I was also thinking about her when you asked, what would I say to women who haven't followed their dreams or what they want to do?
Mhm.
I think about her and I'm like, what if she never followed her dreams because she didn't know what's possible?
Mhm.
Because I never followed mine.
Mm.
Insert maybe.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So that's what I want people to think about. Like, if you never followed your dreams, would you be okay with your child or someone that you love or care for not following theirs?
Mm. Oh, I feel that.
What about younger you?
You know why I feel that so deeply? Because I am the person in my family that is living for all of my ancestors. My mother had cancer. She really didn't live her dream except to have her children. That was one of her dreams. My grandmother, no. My great grandmother, of course not. My great great grand, of course not. They're from the South.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't have a choice but to get up every day and give life the best that I got. Because I'm standing on the shoulders of 8 solid women that poured into me. And so I know how you feel about your daughter, and I can just imagine what her story is gonna be like in a year from now, 2 years from now. You never wanna wake up one day and be living your worst nightmare, making the wrong decisions or not making decisions. And I often think about, because death has been a part of my life, it's a common thread, that we don't often leave immediately. And we just sometimes have our mind there with us. I know I saw this at my mom when she passed away. What are you really thinking about? Are you thinking about all the memories,
Mhm.
or are you thinking about all the regrets? There's really only 2 options. I know for me, I got plenty of places. I done traveled all over the world. So I got plenty things to think about, memories, pictures, experiences, and I want that for others. So I'm so proud of you, Khalifa. You did the doggone thing.
Thank you.
And now you are in Thailand sharing your wisdom, your knowledge, and the road is just going to open up for you. All I could say to you is don't block your blessings. Just keep your heart open, keep your mind open, keep your eyes open, and the blessings are just going to. It's every day that you wake up and do the work that you're called to do. Spirit has no choice but to bless you.
Absolutely. And that's really what I think about when I put my daughter to bed at night, or if I'm just sitting and I'm looking at her. I want her life to be better than mine in every way.
Absolutely. 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 And you know what? It already is. You have opened her world to so much already. And that's all that we are here to do as women. Women in the community are here to bring along the community and hold the vision for the community. And the community starts with our family. It starts with our children and all the people that are like our children. Right?
Yeah.
And
Oh.
while I haven't given birth to a child, I got lots of children. Okay. I had a stepdaughter. I have 7 grandsons. I have children that pick up all over the place. But that's no regrets.
No, I want every moment that I ever suffered to be erased for her,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because what I teach her, she will be leaps and bounds and lifetimes ahead of anything that I could ever imagine.
Facts. Just being in Thailand and the experiences that she's had in the 90 days y'all been there. Okay. And the growth I've seen in her in the 90 days. You know, she was totally uprooted, left her friends, family, and everything. And the growth I see in her and going from school to homeschool, like that's a radical shift and a language barrier, like all the things for each of you. You know what I mean? Your whole family unit. I just commend you and just keep illuminating the path for others to see. That's how I look at it. When I wake up every day, my life is what I'm sharing, the lived experience, to be a beacon of hope and light for others.
Absolutely. I think about how the dreams of people before me, like, probably couldn't have even existed
Mhm.
because if it wasn't for those who dreamed before them.
Abso Listen, and if people don't understand that, that's why I give so much reverence and honor to my ancestors because 8 women poured into little old me,
Mhm.
and they're all gone now. I was the only one that did not have to get up every day and go to work because I was a stay-at-home wife. I could help other women do that from the wisdom they poured in me, the refinement, the classy, there was the sophistication, all the things that they poured into me. All I do is just pour it out to others, pour it into you. Oh, you need some seasoning? Okay, we're gonna get this seasoning today and sprinkle a little of that seasoning. Grandma gave me that one. Let me give you a little of this one. And grandma, look, Granny gave me this one because you know West Indian grandmothers are called Granny, and so Granny gave me this one. Grandma gave me this one. Auntie gave me this one. You know, and that's how we build community. And I want us to get back to community. So I'm
For
excited
sure.
about all the work you're doing over there. And wait, you already got community over there, thanks to the mayor and everything, everybody else. Okay, when I come over there, the red carpet gonna be out already for you.
It is, and that's just what I've learned from people before me, what has been nurtured within me that I hope and pray is passed on.
Hmm.
Because when I really think about those who came before me and those who come after me, my grandparents were sharecroppers.
Oh wow.
My daddy picked cotton in Alabama.
Oh wow.
People thinking that was a long time ago. It's not.
No. And you're younger than I am.
Yeah, but my parents are much older than my peers' parents.
Hmm.
So for them, they just wanted to have their children have education, live healthy lives. My daddy's best dream was to get a good job,
Hmm.
leave the South, go to the North, get a good job.
Yep. Yep. Listen, that's why I'm in the South now, because they left the South and sent me back here, and they went to the North. Absolutely, I know that's part of my story as well.
And so now to go from sharecroppers to I'm living in Thailand,
Hmm.
I can't even imagine. And I don't even want to try to imagine what my daughter's future is because that's for her to create.
Hmm. But see, the fact that you are allowing her the space to be able to create it is just light years ahead of so many, because we weren't given that. We weren't told to just go out and do whatever you want to do. And the freedom, I know I wasn't. I had to unlearn all of that conditioning, because that was a whole lot of conditioning to unlearn. And a lot of people are in my generation are still trapped in that. But I just love the millennials, I'll say, because y'all just free. I mean, y'all gravitate to me. It's them Gen Xers that I'm dealing with right now. Yeah. Those are the ones they be battling me. They be like, the
Yeah, because they were
millennials.
sold the American dream.
Yes, they were,
They
and it
bought
failed
it,
them.
and
Right,
then
they
it
bought it
failed
and it
them,
failed them. And
and
now
then
they
they tried to
can't.
sell us the dream.
And y'all was like, "Nah, boo, I don't watch my grandmama and I watch my aunties and I watch you. We ain't participating in that. That's why y'all ain't buying no houses. I'm telling you."
Yeah, but I mean, the way that that life is now, we can't even afford to buy houses.
And what the beautiful home that you're living in, for the amount of money that you're paying for it.
I don't even want to be bothered.
Now, listen, why should you, when you can decide that you want to move and in 2 days you can have you a whole new place bigger than the one you had for less money? How about that?
Yeah, and I think living here also opens up
Hmm.
the possibilities for my daughter because the barrier is much lower. The
That
things
and
that she
she
would want to do would cost
and the
a
culture.
fortune.
What about the culture? What about learning another language?
Mhm.
Being able to go to surrounding other countries. Like, I will tell anyone, you I would not be the woman that I am today without the travel that I've done. My
Absolutely.
my worldview is very different than those that I see that have not left America. And I didn't just travel to, I haven't done my due diligence on the continent of Africa. I've been to Morocco, fell in love with Morocco. Everywhere I go is my favorite place when I get there. I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to Belgium, I've been to Austria, Liechtenstein. Oh my gosh, like, we're having all of the Caribbean. I'm not just a beach girl going to the Caribbean like, woohoo, we taking pictures. No, I am deeply rooted in the culture when I go. Like, I want to come back feeling like, oh my God, I experienced Amsterdam.
Yes.
Best fish I've ever had in life. The best food, fish that I've ever had. To this day, the best fried fish I've ever had in life. Okay? And you know I've eaten a lot of fish. And so and then when I look around my home, I see my travels, right? Like I'm looking at these glasses that were hand blown and I have a story behind them. I have a coffee table book from my trip to Morocco. And that was the last trip I went on with my husband. And to think I have a coffee table book and we don't have one for any other trip.
Mm.
That was his 60th birthday. I didn't get to have one, but that was his. So that we have that momentum from that. So it's like when you really like when I look around my house, I'm just like, it's so eclectic. It's about all these experiences that you've had.
I'm
And
sorry, that was my alarm.
no, that's good. We don't say sorry for things, but I just know that her worldview is going to be very different. And so will yours and the friends that she'll meet. I always said I wanted friends around the world. Well, I have them now. So any closing thoughts, comments?
I think the biggest thing is just when I'm really thinking about the title of this is like when the vision becomes your address. I didn't even know if this was possible.
Mhm. If you can think it, you can achieve it. I know it's like kind of cliche, but in my life, my mother taught me a couple of things. My mother taught me to write down the type of man that I wanted and put it in my Bible because that's what she did with the things that she wanted in life. And the only thing that she didn't accomplish was the lottery, and I'm going to win that for her, for us. Um, but my mother taught me a lot. My mother taught me about metaphysics. Um, my mother taught me about believing, visualization. I didn't realize it until later in life when I was actually getting my bachelor's in metaphysics and my master's in metaphysics. I was reading something one day and I was like, oh my gosh, mommy, I didn't know. And she wasn't even there. She was gone long time. And I was just like, you had that moment. And I just, I believe I believe that all things are possible. And if they weren't, you wouldn't have the idea for it.
Absolutely. And I think
If you
that
have the
something
idea, you
that
can have it.
yeah, it wouldn't even come to your mind if it wasn't possible for you.
Listen, when I look back at my life and the things that have happened in the last 48 hours, I know that our life reveals itself to us all the time. And what I mean by that is it just keeps repeating until you get it. There is nothing in my life right now that wasn't a thought 20 years ago. Everything that I'm drawn to has always been present in my life. I
Mhm.
just wish I knew that I was to embrace it.
Yeah.
Nothing's different, nothing that the threads, fashion, food, healing, travel, culture. And guess
Yeah.
what? It was also part of my family's life.
And you know what?
Food, culture. Think about it.
It really is.
It just
Oh,
it keeps repeating like, "Hello, are you gonna pay attention? Hello, 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 hello." It's saying hello in so many different ways, languages. I'm over here. And then, are you gonna listen? I just feel like, as I always used to say, your life is waiting. When are you gonna show up? That's like a quote I've used. It's in my books. Your life is waiting. When are you gonna show up? I finally am showing up for my life. And you're finally showing up for yours. And we're just
yeah.
inviting others to show up for their life, whatever that is.
Whatever that is, and I think that we have to listen to those little voices, those little things that we love,
Yep.
the things that make us light up.
Yep.
Those are the little crumbs
Yep.
that lead you
Girl.
to where you need to go.
Absolutely.
Because
And
I feel
they
like a lot of people,
consistent.
they're consistent. There's a constant theme, whether you pay attention or not.
That's it. The theme. There's a constant theme. Think
It
about your
is.
life. Is it, you know, the theme? I know my theme. It ain't changed. From a little girl, I've been eating food. I love food, want food, eating, always eating. What do I do now? Cook and eat. What do I, if you come to my house, what am I do? Feed you. What did my
Yeah.
mama do? Feed you. What did my grandmama do? Feed you. What did my great grandma do? Feed you.
Yes, that's exactly it. Like, so my story goes back to my mother's father.
Mm-hmm.
He would get a big old pot, cook after working 12, 16 hours at the plant. Because again, that was the dream. Move from the South, go to
Right.
the North.
Yep.
After working all those hours, he would still feed the community.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So fast forward to me bringing home friends who maybe don't have food at home, clothes are dirty. I'm sneaking food out the back doors to them. My mom caught me and was like, "Don't ever sneak. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do that." She would bring children to home, bathe them, feed them, take them home, cuss their mama out while your baby ain't ate.
Right. 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 Yes. I mean,
And it
I
just it goes.
understand. I understand the story. I mean, m- my mom and dad. That's why, you know, community is so important to me. Village so important because my mom and dad. I remember a situation, a particular friend. They were in their house. My dad didn't like the situation. He was like, "Pack these kids up. We going. You where we go? You coming with us?"
Yeah.
And we only had a 2-bedroom apartment. We're 4 in my family, and there was another 4 coming. But you know
Yep.
what we did? We figured it all out. We worked it out. Did never listen. I remember my mom having surgery and my godfather saying, hello, when you bringing those kids around the corner, don't make me come get them. And they had a 1-bedroom apartment. And we all slept in the living room on a pull-out couch. That's what community looks like. So when I got older and had no community, I didn't know what to do with that because I if my mother had died from cancer, I knew I was going to be cared for and I was going to be loved. I knew 2 places off the top of my head where I was going to go. But that's what we trying to instill now because we need community more than ever.
Yeah. And everybody, I think that we talk a lot about the state of the world and people, and I'm just thinking about people who have been laid off or are at a point in their life where they don't know what to do, where to go, what is the point. Follow those breadcrumbs, follow those constant themes, and you will figure it out.
Absolutely.
You
And
will
believe
find your
that they're
people.
true.
Yeah.
Believe that it's true, right? Don't doubt what you keep seeing showing up. Don't doubt what's in your heart. Don't doubt it. Follow it. Because sometimes when we just stand up and start walking, it's revealed to us. When I got in my car and said, I'm not staying here anymore, I'm going that way. I
It
went
worked out.
that away and I couldn't have made this up myself. There's no way this brain could have came up with the picture that I live inside of right now.
Yeah. And you always tell me, stop trying to figure out how.
It's
That
none of your
ain't none of your
business
business.
because you have no capacity to do that. Because only thing that you're going to do is review the past. And you can't really say you're going to review the present because you're barely there because you've been in the past. So what happens to possibility? The part, that spirit now who has infinite knowledge and infinite understanding and the infinite realm, and he trying to bring you over there, and you keep saying, no, let me hold on to the past. I want to hold on to dear life. That's where you go wrong. Maybe, just maybe, if you step into the unknown, I could tell you from my experience, the unknown is getting ready to blow my mind. But the unknown that I live in the present moment now, I could have never come up with this on my own. So I hope that anyone that's listening to this, I know we was long-winded, but it's okay. This is like back being on Clubhouse. This is why she stayed
Right.
on Club. This is a Clubhouse moment.
It
We back
is.
in Clubhouse. This is what you get. You got a taste of Clubhouse today, y'all. For those that miss Clubhouse days, this is how Clubhouse used to be. But Khalifa, I just want to say that, and I want you to tell everybody how to get in contact with you and all the things and what you're up to. Um, you are amazing.
Thank you.
Everyone, you're one in a million. And I'm going to tell you why. Because most people will not be willing to face themselves to do the internal work that you have done to live inside your dream. They don't believe in themselves and they don't believe in their dream bad enough to be willing to do the internal work, because the internal work requires people to look at mommy and daddy and see they were not perfect and deal with the trauma and maybe the lack of love or whatever it was, because we all got that. I always say we go through the first 18 to 21 years of our life and we spend the next 55 trying to get over it. Okay? So now that we got that out the way, it's better to get over it early so you can enjoy the rest of your life. But you can
Yes.
drag those, it's like dragging around a trunk on both ankles. When you don't deal with your inner work, it's like you're just grumpy, mean, and nasty. And all of that energy is just way too much. It's much better to carry around happiness. Won't you agree?
Yes.
There we go. There we go. So let
So,
everybody know how they can find you, what you up to, or like, yo, the stage is yours.
okay. So, I recently started a Substack, so I'm here on Substack.
So follow her on Substack.
Follow me on Substack. I am on Instagram.
Well,
Um,
how we find you on Instagram?
so
What's your
on
name?
Instagram is the Cali B. So the
I thought it
underscore.
was Womb Wise Go.
Yes, that's my business page.
Okay.
So honestly, if you find me on any platform under Womb Wise Code, that's where I'm at. You can find
Okay.
me on all platforms. That's
Wise
Co.
Go.
That's
Okay.
um TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
And your
Substack.
website is?
My website is wombwiseco.com.
Okay.
Um, most recently, what I am doing is I actually created a membership.
Okay.
Um,
Now I would have to help you out here. So Khalifa teaches a class. She mentors doulas. She has a
yes,
doula business basic class. So if you are interested in getting mentorship around being a doula, that's one. Number two, she teaches families herbalism. She has an herbalism class for families, and she has an herbalism class for doulas. That's
yes.
what Khalifa does. And so when you take her class for herbalism, you then get invited into her membership that she's going to help you create remedies and create like your medicine cabinet and foundation for your family's wellness. I know she be shy telling you what she does, but listen, she didn't come. Listen, she been around a long time. Herbalism is her thing, because that's my foundation. That's what I'm drinking right now. Still finishing my butterfly pea. Like
Look, I'm
herbs,
drinking my minerals right now.
okay? Herbs are the foundation of our life. Like it is. Everything I do has herbs in it. Like everything,
Yes.
and I make everything from scratch. And so that's what she does as well. I don't teach herbalism anymore. That's what Khalifa's doing. You need to go over there and get in her class, follow her, love on her, get all up involved. If you want to be a doula, go see her for that. If you want some herbalism, figure out how you do the thing with your family, go see her for that and get in the membership. Okay?
Yes,
Okay.
I actually just got a message from a past client about how the remedies that I taught her or like gave to her as well, they only had a fever for one day. Like, there's a really bad flu going around. So they were sick for one day and then they're all
You see what I'm saying? So listen, and when she really understands how to catch it from the beginning, they be going in no time. They won't happen at all.
Yeah, another mom, she didn't get sick at all. She has 4 children. She was the only one
Yep.
that didn't get sick. And then I
Yep.
had to tell her how to integrate it into the daily life so that the children will take it.
Facts. And you had a great, great education on that with Missy over there. Okay, because she sure didn't want to take them things back in the day. So, yes. And for those of you that want to connect with me, my name is Thérèse Prentice. I'm a sensual living guide. My website is salunasanctuary.com. And what do? I help women create lives, curate lives that just feel good to live. Period. That's what I do. Now, how I go about doing that? Well, that's a whole hodgepodge of the seasonings and sauces and all the things. But I can tell you this, it's an inner job. It's really answering this question of how do you want to feel inside your life. So and it has nothing to do with anyone else. It's an internal thing. It has anytime you're going to answer that question with something that's outside of you, the answer's wrong. Healing. I teach women how to live through their senses and then help them on this journey to intimate living. So we start out as sensual living and then we get to intimate living. What is that? That's when we take all of the things that we learn, our sensuality, and then we put it into the rhythm of our life. And we just we just flow like that. We just flow like that. So that's what I do. You can find me at salunasanctuary.com here on Substack. And I'm Thérèse Prentice everywhere you could possibly think of. You can Google me wherever you go. And most importantly, we on YouTube, Rooted, Sacred, and Real TV. We are Rooted and Sacred and Real here on Substack. And Khalifa is at Womb Wise Co. That's WOMBWISECO.com. And so thank you for listening, and we'll chat with you soon. Bye for now. Thank you, Khalifa.
Thank you. Bye.